Hello, Top Fan Rivalry followers, and welcome to Can of Corn. That's Big Dave. I'm your boy, Bill, and we are just going to get at it today. Dave, how the heck are you, man?
Man, I am doing good. I'm rocking my Houston Texans gear, as you can see. It's looking so fine because I got to be honest, it's hard to be as I'm watching the game right now in the Bronx. It's hard to be an Astros fan right now, but that's for another time. I'm doing great. How are you doing today, Bill?
Listen, the Dodgers have won seven in a row. They've won they've won 14 out of 16. I don't gotta care in the world. I'm doing great.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
I'm doing
yeah.
I'm doing great. I'm excited to turn on the TV.
The rich get richer. Go on. Just step on us lowly peasants in the cellar of the AL West.
So, Dave, how's that bet going with MGM where you said the Astros are going to win it all
Yeah,
and the Rangers were going to
I
miss the playoffs?
I got a call from the Lion today, and he basically assured me that my money. I think that's a safe bet. They're going to win. However, the hundo that I put on the Texans to win it all next year is still shining bright. So I know this is Top Fan Rivalry, and we do a lot of baseball talk, but stay tuned for Top Fan Gridiron. Okay, I'll make it happen. If the
Gridiron.
Astros get that bad, we're gonna start talking about football in about 2.5 months. Okay, so just be prepared.
All right. So, Dave, first question I got for you. Okay. The Phillies are hot right now. Dodgers are hot. Orioles are hot. Are they that good? Or is it just we haven't hit the dog days of summer yet?
You know, the city of brotherly love, great food, great accents, wonderful personalities, and I love Rocky Balboa. I mean, who can hate? Uh, the Phillies are in first place. All is good. There are no D batteries being thrown on the field these days. The Phillies have won 17 of their last 20 as Juan Soto hits another single and scores another run. I'm sorry, I digress. But no, the Phillies won 17 out of the last 20. Took all three games at home against the Giants, much to your liking, I'm sure. But it wasn't all peaches and cream and rainbows and butterflies there at Citizens Bank. Trey Turner strained his left hamstring and is going to be shelved for, I don't know, what, 6-7 weeks maybe. And he had basically been one of the only offensive forces overachieving this season. Byron Scott came in as a shortstop, played there for their previous World Series run. But, Rob Thompson, the skipper's got a lot on his hands. I think a soft schedule and a dominant starting pitching breakout from Baum has overshadowed or kind of smoke and mirrored, some of the problems there in Philadelphia. But they're definitely up there. But I I'm throwing up a little bit in my mouth because here we are again. It's another week of can of corn, and I've got to talk about this team from North Tijuana. The the Lords of Flatbush, the ghosts of Chavez Ravine. Um, Most MLB analysts will tell you that the best team in baseball is either the Braves or the Dodgers. Well, this past weekend, the boys in blue kind of shut that down, sweeping Atlanta there at the Ravine. The Braves kept it close in the first game, but then after that, they were just outplayed. Um, you know, uh, the Dodgers have one of the flat out best offenses in the game. They're deep. The pitching has come on. Gavin Stone's doing his thing. Glasnow is doing his thing. James Paxton is a guy to watch out there. They outpitched Charlie Morton, Bruce Eller, and Max Fried. They put it to some of the best guys there that Atlanta had to offer. And it's also worth making note that the Dodgers, who again are silly deep, are actually missing innings from Bueller, Bobby Miller, Dustin May. What is it? Gosselin. And
Gonsolin.
then you got Kershaw sitting there, in the thing. So the Dodgers, I think, are the team to beat in the National League. Um, like I said, I'm gonna need to brush my teeth with Listerine when I'm done, just giving that much shine to your team there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great episode of Can of Corn. You've heard everything you needed to hear. Catch us now.
Yeah, no, let's go on and get to the American League. Let's stop talking about like Bill's. If his smile got any bigger, his face is going to rip in half. Um, the Orioles, a week ago, there was some turbulence there in Birdland. Not with the lineup necessarily. Baltimore's lineup was and still is devastating the baseball.
Yes.
But on the pitching side, the whole staff was buried under a mountain of questions. How does the bullpen step in after Kimball blows the last two saves? Which, believe me, as an Astros fan, I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about blown saves. How would Brandish and Josh Means, two of the best starters when healthy, look after at their first outings coming back from injury? So I mean, there's some questions there in Birdland, but the kids are definitely playing. They went into Cincinnati, who was red hot, and I think Baltimore shut them down to 1 run after 27 innings or some crazy stat like that. Corbin Burns is doing his thing. There's a lot of young talent there, and they've now been there for a couple of years, which may be the final ingredient for the recipe for punching through there. You get a little playoff experience and you lose and you learn what it is to want it, and you get out and get after it next year to get your spot to get in the playoffs, and you turn it on again. So yeah, man, those teams are definitely hot. Get it in while you can. The Dodgers are, Bill's favorite team for a reason. He loves a winner, I guess, whatever.
Hey, I saw a lot of lean years. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. So
Hey, I'm currently in last place behind the A's and the Angels. I know about lean years. Okay. This year is so lean. Tune in next episode when you will be speaking with Middle Dave. I will no longer be Big Dave. I'm starting to starve over here. Lack of wins is lack of calories.
there you go. There you go. All right. So next question. It's early. It's really early in the season to be talking about this. But if early voting was in now, would Shohei and would Altuve be your league MVPs?
I'm gonna have to bet the under on both of those. Wait. Yes. Okay. Yes. Shohei agrees. We're gonna bet the under on both of those, and here's why.
Okay.
Let's just go on and get it out of the way. Altuve is having a probably the only bright and shining part of the Astros' dismal season. And while it's certainly not unusual to see Altuve's name on the list of MVP favorites, what's not unusual is that he's having to do it all alone right now. And I fear that it's hard to win the MVP when your team's not winning, when you're not a playoff contender. Um, you know, uh, we're not even at 500. We've had disappointing starts. Altuve he's batting like 336. He's still got over a 1,000 OPS. Tucker hit a couple of home runs in the last couple of days, so he overtook Altuve for the lead in homers. But he still leads the league in doubles and total bases. So, I mean, the numbers are there. If he can stay healthy, I think he'll battle for it. But as far as MVP candidates, if we're going to go American League, and this is the Imodium episode of Can of Corn where I'm trying to not vomit during every segment, Juan Soto is probably going to get a lot of votes in the American League this year for MVP. The kid has done it all. He's done it in the biggest, under the biggest microscope of them all, with the potential best player there underachieving, with Judge struggling, although it seems like the Astros have been the anti-kryptonite and Judge is hitting the ball well over the last couple of days. But no, Juan Soto is probably, this is the best, and he's no longer 21, but this is the best Juan Soto I think anybody's ever seen. Unfortunately, he's tearing it up. He's playing good defense. I think he's head and shoulders above the rest. And again, it's early, but I mean, if this kid can stay on the pace that he's been on, it's going to be a season for the ages for this kid.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And over in the National League, I like this guy, and it hates me to say it, but Mookie Betts is the clear National League MVP leader right now. Unlike Ohtani, Betts is doing it every day in the field, not to mention doing it in a new position, and holding his own. So if Shohei was even in the field, I think it would be a tighter race. If Shohei was pitching, then you know who it goes to. But I think this is Mookie's year. This is Mookie's award to lose. Only a tremendous decline, which I don't think is going to happen, or knock on wood, injury. Nobody wants to see that happen. But yeah, Mookie and Juan Soto, they've got to be the early candidates here, much to the dismay. Altuve's making it enjoyable for Astros fans to give us something to watch, along with Kyle Tucker, who is lighting it up. But other than that, yeah, I'm doing a lot of other team watching right now. So Mookie's a superstar, man.
I can agree with you on the Mookie Betts side of it too. I really could. Shohei's doing a lot, but it's a lot of what is expected of him. Mookie's doing it at short, at second. He's played right field. I mean, I'm waiting for him to get on the bump and throw 2 or 3 innings. I mean, I just, anything's possible with this guy. He plays shortstop, hits a couple home runs, and then goes out and bowls a 300. So
look, I mean, like nothing. I mean, I bet he has a mean badminton game.
yeah.
I bet
don't blame him pool.
He could probably make the U.S. Olympic curling team right now. I don't know, but just saying.
It's probably.
Runner-ups there. I want to give some shout-outs right now real quick. Harmony, this is for you. Riley Green is absolutely balling. And if there's any kid that can put up some numbers to challenge Soto in the American League, I think Riley Green has got a chance. Bobby Witt Jr. is another kid that's on fire. We were talking about the Orioles. Gunnar Henderson comes to mind. There's a lot of young talent there in the American League. And over in the National League, another one of my favorite players to watch, Elliot De La Cruz from the Reds. I mean, this kid can do it all. The smile, the way he plays the game, it's exciting. You enjoy watching the guy play. He reminds me of Ozzie Smith, where he's just fun to watch. You never know what's going to happen or pop off,
100%. Okay. Last question before we go off the record. Okay, so last question I had for you. Are the A's playing good, or are they playing, or are they just playing with emotion because it's the last year?
When you're playing in front of 37 people, and that includes staff, it's kind of hard to find something to win for. I think they were playing on full emotion. Maybe the bench coach got a copy of Major League and they watched it in the clubhouse, and got fired up, and they're trying to give the big screw you to the ownership. But much again to my dismay, let me get the Pepto-Bismol, because they go into the defending champion's house this past weekend and got absolutely manhandled. Okay.
They did. They did.
That team from South Oklahoma came through there like a twister and absolutely wrecked Oakland staff. Oakland cried, Sacramento cried, Las Vegas even cried after that whooping. I mean, it was ugly. I think one there was 15-8 one game. Like when you're putting up football scores, I think the smoke and mirrors is just about over. If the Astros weren't sucking so horribly, I think we'd be able to separate a little bit. But I think all things cream rises to the top, and unfortunately, sediment falls to the bottom. I'm hoping that we can jump them and at least finish in a respectable fourth place if we must. But yeah, I think that you know it's about to hit midnight and Cinderella is about to run out of time.
Okay. Okay. I agree with you. I think they're just playing on emotion. I really do. They are getting manhandled. They're getting slowed down. Okay, off the record, let me ask you this. We usually talk about this, and as an off the record thing, you brought up a statement that the West Louisiana Astros have 29 games in 30 days. Too much?
Okay, so I know everybody's gonna want me to come on here and whine and cry and oh man, it's not fair. Look, this is the big leagues. Everybody goes through a stretch of the season like that. There's 162 games and they got to squeeze them in. And then you've still got to factor in the games that are going to get rained out, postponed, whatever the heck. So you've got to get baseball played when you can get baseball played. Logistically, with teams playing every team this year, it also adds a measure of, you're going to literally do a lot more traveling and a lot more cross country games. You're finishing on the West Coast, you're starting early on the East Coast, whatnot. It just happens sometimes. That being said, this stretch is going to be absolutely key to the Astros being able to salvage this season. Going again with the theme of the show, it absolutely sickens me to be in fifth place, even though it's May 4th at time of recording. Or I'm sorry, like I'm so thrown off. I'm like 5 days behind. It's May 8th at time of recording. But yeah, 29 games in 30 days is not as bad. The fact that we're playing the Yankees, and I want to say 16 out of the 30 games are against teams over 500. So,
Yeah.
we can either go on a tremendous tear, which we've already started this 0-2 as the Yankees just beat us 9-4. Horrible outing again from Spencer Arrighetti. The kid's got, like, his ERA's got to be over 10 now. Hunter Brown got rocked yesterday by the Yankees lineup. I mean, look, the Yankees are good. It is what it is. It's baseball. But the Astros have not been able to put together consistent efforts at all sides of the game consistently. They've shown that they can be the Astros of the past and put up a lot of runs in a hurry and throw no hitters, two hitters, and then they've also shown that they give up more runs in the first inning than any other team in baseball.
Yep.
There's a couple of questions. We've had the lead in over half of our losses. So that means the back of the bullpen must hold up its end. The Astros spent a lot of money this offseason to bring in Hader to give us a three-headed monster of an attack for our closing pitching, and they have not done the job. There's the Brian Abreu, Ryan Presley, Josh Hader, all have at least two blown saves on the season already. Hader's ERA is hovering at, I want to say 7-8 now. The Astros are 1-9 in one-run games this year. Like all the things that the team used to do to steal a win here and there, it's just not happening. The ball's not falling in our court. We start off with a good inning, and then we immediately turn in a crooked number for the other team. Or, they score two runs and we come in and go 3 up, 3 down. It's been ugly. Presley, I think, has been shook by the whole, these guys are big leaguers, you'll say, and but everybody's human. And if your job gets taken from you, there might be a bit of negative response, or just human reaction and overthrowing, trying to overthrow for a pitch, trying to make pitches that aren't there. These are Major League Baseball players. They can all hit baseballs. A couple of other things, Alex Bregman, and now the guy that I thank the Dodgers organization for sending to us must get it together. Yordan Alvarez, after a fiery start, has cooled off tremendously, and is now on a full cold streak. He's on the schneid. And Alex Bregman, while slow starts have always been his thing, this is the slowest start of his career. He hasn't had numbers this low since he first broke into the league. Both guys, I think, are trying too hard. They're expanding the strike zone. They're making it easy for pitchers, getting behind in counts early. It's just it's Murphy's Law at this point. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong. And the final thing is that, we were talking early on in the season that our starting rotation was hurt. We had an all-star team on the IL. Now that they are getting healthy, Fromber had a start. Javier is going to be starting again here. Of course, Verlander got his late start. Now we've got Lance McCullers getting ready to start a minor league stint, and Jose Urquidy should be going to Sugarland here in a couple of weeks. So now that the rotation is getting healthy, consistency is key. You've got to get these guys in. We've got to get them putting in innings, clean innings. I think the starting rotation's ERA is over 5 in a hole, and it's hard to win a baseball game when you're giving up 5 runs. And also scoring first. In 34 games, we've been outscored in the first inning 18 times by opponents. And, you get down early, it's hard to chop back, especially when you're playing bad and you have pitching woes. So that has been the theme for this week. I've got my Imodium, I've got my Pepto, I've got some Tums. I've definitely got an upset stomach. But it is what it is. That's why you come to Can of Corn, because we hold no punches. I give you the good with the good, the bad with the bad. When you fan hard, you lose hard. And right now, I'm losing hard. But that's okay.
But it's
you know what? You can win. Okay? Here's a win for you. Okay? Go over to topfanrivalry.com right now. Okay? See that beautiful hat the Bills got on? That's right. That is an official Top Fan Rivalry Can of Corn New Era 3930 hat. Yes, we pull no punches. We cut no corners. Only the best for the Can of Corn fans out there, okay? You can get that right now at the shop, topfanrivalry.com. Go to the store, get it. We've got the baseball bat beer mugs. We've got baseball cards you can get. Get all your T-shirts. Get your Top Fan Rivalry T-shirts. We've got bundles. We've got deals. We've got hat pins. You can get it all there. And no matter what you get, when you get to the checkout, use the discount code Big Dave. That's right, BIGDAVE. Everybody's big homie. It'll save you 10% across the board. And of course, you're watching this on topfanrivalry.com, only in the locker room. So go get your locker room access. If you don't have it, if you're borrowing it from a friend, stop being a schmooze. Go get your own. The Big Dave code will also work there, okay? Get it. Get on board. This is now our 90th audio episode. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds like we're 10 away from the 100th episode, okay? So be there when we make history with the 100th episode, all right?
Of the year.
Of the year. Of the year, Craig.
Of the year.
World.
That's right. All right, Big D, thank you so much. Top Fan Rivalry followers, don't not listen to this guy. Make sure that you're doing what he's saying. He'll be back next week. He'll be feeling healthy because the Astros will win the next 5. And the Dodgers, well, they won't lose, but that's okay. Whatever. It's not going to. I'm just teasing. All right, Dave, I will talk to you next week, my friend.
See you, man. Same bad time. Same bad channel.
Awesome.
Stros.